Plebe Summer emphasizes the mission of the United States Naval Academy to develop midshipmen morally, mentally, and physically. In just 6 weeks, these young men and women will be taught the strong mental framework critical to becoming a successful Naval or Marine Corps officer. As they make the transition from civilian life to a strict military regime, they will be instilled with a sense of personal honor, integrity, and dedication to the naval service. Through the shared experience of Plebe Summer, they will develop camaraderie with their classmates that will last a lifetime. Dawn hours of induction day, parents say goodbye to their sons and daughters, placing them in the care of the Plebe Summer detailers.
Now on, first and last words out of your mouth are going to be sir, ma'am. You understand me?
Sir, yes, sir.
All right, proceed. Good luck.
We're done filling this out. Secure to your back. Drop your gear off and turn around. There you go.
The plebes are processed and medically screened, issued their uniforms, and given haircuts.
Wrap it around down there. Easy. Keep it tight.
Not hit.
Next thing that you'll be wearing is the hand salute. The command will be hand salute. At this point, you can see their arm props up and it's parallel on the deck. Her elbow is bent at a 45-degree angle. Her fingers are straight. Her wrist is locked. Her thumb is along the side of her hand. Her middle finger is pointing to the edge of her eyebrow. Do you understand? The hand salute is one of the greatest ones of respect in the United States military. Ready, two. Right, face.
Hurry up!
As the sun sets over Tecumseh Court, friends and family gathered to catch a glimpse of their transformed son or daughter at the oath of office ceremony. The Commandant of Midshipmen issues the oath of office.
And that I will willfully and faithfully discharge the duties of the office I'm about to enter, so help me God. Congratulations, class of 2014. and welcome home.
Families are briefly reunited. New haircuts, uniforms are admired, and goodbyes are said. And plebe summer begins. The plebes get their first taste of rigorous military training, beginning with their daily morning workout. The physical education program, or PEP, lasts for an hour and a half each morning. After completing this intense 7-week training program, a plebe will have completed almost 2,900 push-ups, 3,000 sit-ups, and 103 miles of running. Plebes learn about military basics, including naval organization and traditions.
I am one of the 6 character development teachers. We teach 11 classes during the course of Plebe Summer on character development and honor here at the Naval Academy. Character and honor transcends everything else at the Naval Academy. It's the foundation of midshipmen's values and ideals, and the basis that they are getting during Plebe Summer will stay with them for the rest of their naval career.
The plebes learn a completely new way of life centered on Bancroft Hall.
Talks about the core values. Somehow society has standards that are slacking, but here in the military, our standards have to be higher than that of society's. You're held to a higher standard here. Your friends back home, when you go back home, will look at you. They will hold you to a higher standard. They will look up to you. The standards we have here at the Academy and here in the military are tough, but you have to uphold them. You have to strive to achieve them. Integrity is key.
The essence of the Navy is the sea. Each plebe learns the basic rules of boat handling and sailing.
Teaching the plebes how to sail, and we do this one of 5 lessons. They come every week, and we teach them different parts of sailing so they can be better prepared to sail and get introduced to the water for the next 4 years here. After that, we take them out in the water, introduce them to how to rig the boat so they can go out on the water and sail. And once they're actually out in the water, we take them through step-by-step from the beginning sailing, just tacking the boat from side to side, and then move to more advanced jibing and man overboards. By the end of the summer, they're competent sailors and they can take the boats out with the instructor doing very little work, just simply supervising. What they learn while they're sailing is confidence on the water, mainly. They're not going to be perfect sailors by the end of this, but they get them introduced to the water, introduced to nomenclature on the water, such as port, starboard, and then mainly it's confidence. When you're out in the water, the instructor's sitting in the back giving them guidance, but really the plebes are actually doing the work. They're making the boat go, turning it from side to side.
The plebes practice the fundamentals of military drill and discipline. They participate in several parades, reviewed by the Commandant of Midshipmen.
Nice.
An officer is required to lead in combat under all kinds of circumstances.
This is the Naval Academy Confidence Course, and basically we're sending them through in pairs, and it's work for team coherence. We want them to basically get some confidence at height.
Weapons safety and handling are central to any military training.
Today we're teaching the Class F-14 familiarity with the M16 and 6-hour pistol M11. We're teaching them the nomenclature, safety, just familiarity in general with the weapon, and a general course of fire that the Navy uses. They do a 3-meter, a 7-meter, and a 15-meter shot at the target. And they also do a kneeling at the 15-meter, and they do the traditional pistol stance to hanger. On the rifle, they do a prone, kneeling, and a standing. And on the prone and the kneeling, they do a rapid fire, where they go from standing with a rifle slung on their shoulder to drop down into their position to do a rapid 10-fire shot. It's good to know how to fire quickly if they ever need to. You're not always going to have time to set yourself up and take your time if you need to use a weapon. That's an important skill to have as a combat leader, to be able to think and act quickly under stress.
Basic shipboard damage control and firefighting principles are taught and practiced on land and underway on board yard patrol crafts.
What we put together is a series of events, a series of tasking for them to understand the basic foundation of seamanship and navigation. What you see behind us is the pipe patching portion of that damage control situation. It's simulating them walking into a space and being the first responder, seeing that a pipe has burst, in which case they have some soft gaskets, rubber gaskets, and some line at their disposal. They'll put a soft patch on that pipe and then allow the other team members to come down and do what needs to be done to make a permanent seal on that particular pipe. This has about 32 different holes on there. We'll have about 20 plebes on the apparatus at one time. They have to think strategically and tactically to get the job done. The other stations we have set up, that would be the FFE station, the firefighting ensemble, giving the plebes a foundation and understanding of the equipment that's going to be needed to fight a fire. On the far end, we have set up is a simple hose handling situation. Hose handling situation consists of plebes dividing into 2 separate teams, learning how to aim and use the berry nozzle to their advantage to fight a fire. At the end of that situation, we have them transitioning over to a YP to give them a small scenario using a fog machine and a few other apparatuses that we have inside the YP, allowing them to walk in, fight the simulated fire as a team. After they finish doing that, we allow them to go up to Baltimore. There, they'll put all of it together in the simulation that they have in Baltimore with the pipe patching, the FFEs. During Plebe Summer, the entire effort is really to acclimate the newly indoctrinated midshipmen to the Naval Academy. More importantly, understanding that it's a bigger picture than just them. It's a team effort. The damage control portion does that by letting them understand that not one evolution can be done by yourself. Nothing in the Navy is done by one sole person.
Distinguished speakers share their thoughts and experiences regarding honor, integrity, and virtue. Honor is the foremost influential factor in the decision-making process of a Naval or Marine Corps officer.
And being the first African-American female graduate of the Naval Academy in the first class of women, this institution taught me a little bit about courage. And as I think about it and think about the things that we try to develop in our midshipmen and in our officers, mentally, morally, and physically, I think of courage from those three perspectives.
When we emphasize our core values, we emphasize what is right and honorable rather than what is merely legal, we become a counterculture force in society. But I think it's really necessary for us to do this in our profession. We must accept our high standards, and that's why we've adopted our core values.
Unequivocally, and say, that's right and that's wrong. That's evil and that's good. That's immoral, that's moral. And I know the difference. And not allow ourselves to sway back and forth by what might be stylish or fashionable or politically correct. But to stick to the things that we each know down deep are right and just and moral and ethical. And our leadership will be based upon that.
The importance of the Plebe Summer Indoctrination Program is just that. It's to indoctrinate the plebes into the Naval Academy, into their first part of being in the military for most of them. And it offers them the opportunity to bond together as a class and gives them an experience that'll keep them bonded for the rest of their lives. By reform, we hope to instill in the plebes attributes of teamwork, specifically a sense of selflessness, professionalism, and with that, respect for superiors and subordinates. With honor, they try and instill in them the sense that honor is beyond not just lying, it's in your actions as well. The courage to try something new and commitment, give whatever action you're partaking in at that time everything you have.